Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, May 12th, and we are looking at Window Traders market profile of the ES Inspire. We have a lot to get to. We're going to do all the charts. A lot transpired today. A lot tried to happen. You know, we always talk about what didn't happen. Sometimes just as important what did happen in the market. Let's tick off a couple of things. First, we're going to go to NQ. So NQ comes back into balance on the daily, and that's healthy. We're going to go over all the charts. There's nothing wrong with it. They were having a pretty good run. They had a price vacuum above them. Well, they came back and settled and came into a three-day balance. We had a chance for an outside day down and an outside day up. Neither panned out. They do go out with a trend day down, but again, it's incredible emotional trading because we get these trends and gaps and this and that. So NQ ends with a trend day down and back in balance on the daily. Righty ends with a trend day down, and that's it. Now, what Righty did do is finally fill the gap from last week, the island reversal gap. But because they took out yesterday's high and everything, I'm still going to call them in balance right now on the daily, as we'll see on the chart. So that's what Righty did. What did we do? Well, once again, we gapped higher, only to have a trend day down. If that's not incredible, what we've been seeing time and time again, talk about giving us a blueprint. We've seen that game before a couple of times. This was the 45th gap in 91 trading days. Amazing. Upside gaps have only held 23.1% of the time. We do have a trend day down, and they've now held 29.8% of the time. We go out with a poor low in ES and a weak low against the other low that's right above our gap. Never even saw it. We had a chance for an outside day down or up. Didn't get it. Inside day up failed miserably on the gap. Inside day down failed miserably on the trend day. But we didn't get the outside day down or up. What we do have is an inside week. So this range, I mean, you talk about squeezing a range. We got close to the top of a mini 6-day balance, rolled over. We got to a tick within a 6-day balance low. Rejected, shorts taken to the woodshed in methodical fashion. I had an excellent day. You know, considering I lost 40 points in A period on Wednesday, I came into today up 16.5 points. I took 28.5 points out of today. So 45-point week, considering we had a 40-point loss. So we end net plus 45. I'm thrilled. All from the short side. Again, could I have gotten involved on the long side here? Sure, I could have. I didn't expect them to take back as much as they did. I guess the fact that we got rejected at a balance low and 3 times we tried to go triple distribution day down that got filled, maybe that was a nuance to say, hey, we were going to take this back, a lot of it, and not have an outside day down. Volume pot got moved all over the place in ES. We only end 6 wide. So again, I just shorted every time frame, basically. A, B, C, D, F, G, and H. I shorted. Every push-up was a short, okay? In D period, I wanted it to push up a little more. I would have taken a size short if it had gone up around the 45 level or filled the single prints. Didn't do it. I did miss a short in I. I thought I was looking for H to get a little higher to take a better short. Once it filled the triple distribution day, it didn't happen, but I certainly should have shorted I's high against it as it rolled over. I didn't do that. But again, 28.5 points, 45 on the week. I'm thrilled. As far as destinations go, our upside right now is in SPY. Single prints, 411.99 to 412.52. Okay, that is D's high to A's low. 413.64 is today's high. 414.54 is a weekly high. For the downside, we have 409.07 daily low, and 408.87 is now a weekly low. In ES, we have single prints, 42 to 46.75, and then today's high of 58.25. We couldn't even get that 61.25 19 wide pop from May 11th. Let me tell you something. If you don't think these are nuances when we gap higher with higher value and don't get the overnight high, seek help. These incredible things telling us when the buyers have that kind of MGI in their favor and can't get the overnight high, that is telling you something. Keep that in mind. For the downside in ES, we have today's low of 1175, which is a weekly low and a poor low. And then you should have all the others below you. So, amazing how MGI paints a picture. We were telling the room they were pounding volume in down here. We said one of two things will happen. The Three Stooges, Curly, Larry, and Moe, are going to take out that poor low and go get the gap from last week. Or they're going to defend the balance low, not get the gap, and take out the shorts. And that's exactly what happened. It's exactly that. That's what we're all about, my friends. We tell you this before it happens. That's the beauty of the room for $1 a day. Now, let's go to our charts. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel. Really appreciate it. So look at good old Russell. Look at this. You can't make this stuff up. It's in a balance for a year again for the monthly, and they're sitting right below August of 2018's high of 173.39. So we're almost 5 full years where righty has gone nowhere. Think about that, right? It took 2 years to see it. After we made the all-time high in August of 18, it took over 2 years to get above it again. Stayed above it for a while, and now we've been going back and forth through it for the last year. 5 years worth of longs have gotten nothing from that level. Balance. Weekly, I had down last week. Now we have an inside week. You want to call it strictly balance again? You can, or you can call it down to balance. I'm going to call it down to balance still because righty, they got to prove themselves. So even though they had pushed back a lot last week, I had said I'm calling a weekly down after last week, even though they came back. Again, it's all up to you. Do you want to call it just pure balance because of the inside week or down to balance? And then the daily, again, I'm going to call it balance because we took out yesterday's high. Yes, we filled it. Now, here's another thing. Righty filled their gap. IWM did not. The gap gets filled at 171.56. They missed it by 9 cents. So technically, IWM is still holding that island gap, believe it or not. So the monthly is balance, weekly is down to balance, and the daily is balance, still holding that gap. Triple Qs. Monthly is healthy. It's up. One time framing up. We're not getting much distance away. You'd like to start getting that. Their next big target on the monthly is 334. So they do have clear skies above them. See if they're going to get to it. Weekly, clearly up. One time framing up. Again, next destination. August of 22's high. ES and SPY can't even get February's high of this year, let alone August of last year. Daily, balance. 3-day balance. So again, the daily has gone balance, bull. We get balance, bull, and now back to balance. So it's a 3-day balance. If they take out today's low but don't take out Wednesday's low, it's still balanced. So we'll see if they shook out some weak longs finally and they come out of balance stronger to go get August high. So monthly up, weekly up, daily balance. SPY and ES. 7-month balance, my friends. Incredibly tight range last month. Another tight range this month. Everything's on the table for an outside month up or down by the end of this month. Balance. Weekly. 6-week balance. Inside week. Now, if we come out of the inside week and don't take out the balance high, still balance. If we come out of the inside week and don't take out this balance low, still balance. I wouldn't consider it down. That doesn't mean I won't go with the trade. Okay? There's still $4 to the weekly balance low. So if you came out of it to the downside, unless it was a huge gap, then I would look to see to take a long against that balance low. So that's going to have to, all context. Somebody asked me in the room, would I want to short today's low? Well, we'll look at that on the daily, but this is another example on the weekly. If we gap lower out of this, depending on the gap, I don't want to short it. But if we take out last week's low without a gap, then I would look for the short coming out of an inside week to try to see if we test the balance low. So monthly balance, weekly balance, inside week. And here's your daily. It's a mini 6-day balance. It's a maxi 31-day balance. So if we come out of this 6-day balance to the downside, which is 408.87, okay, or 408.64, I'm sorry. First step is to go fill that gap. So again, it depends. Somebody asked me, would I want to short it? Well, it depends. Suppose we gap lower on Monday and just fill the gap. If that's all they want to do, I don't want to short it. But if we come out of this balance on Monday without a gap, then I'm absolutely going to look to short it to go fill the gap as a first destination. And then do we go and test the bottom of this double bottom low? And the same on the upside. If we come out of this balance to the upside, right, which is basically the seconds high, well, now the real big balance high is May 1st high. A lot going on here. I really hope we don't stay in this balance forever. We might stay in it for a while because, again, Fed minutes don't come out to the end of the month. Earnings are done. The Fed doesn't meet to the middle of next month. It's a possibility. You could get a lot of fits and starts. You might get a head fake on some of these out of the 6-day balance. You might get a head fake out of the big balance. It all remains to be seen. But at some point, boy, oh boy, you would think this market gets a really, really good directional move. Question is when. Hope you had a good day and a good week trading. Enjoy your weekend. Rest up. And we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.